News Day continues here on One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. The Health Department reports over 5,800 new COVID-19 cases today. This brings the country's total caseload to around 2,750,000. 2.3% of these cases remain active. That's 63,000 of the total infections. Now, the country's COVID-19 death toll has climbed to over 51,580. That's as 65 new deaths were reported over the past 24 hours. Almost 9,600 have recovered from COVID-19, bringing the total number of survivors to more than 2,640,000. 10.3% of the around 59,000 people tested recently for COVID-19 turned out positive. The 7-day average of new COVID-19 infections in Metro Manila dips below 1,000 or below the 1,000 level. The OCTA Research Group reported that the 7-day average has decreased to 996 for the first time since July. This from over 1,700 average reported last week. Dr. Guido David said the COVID-19 reproduction number in NCR also went down further to 0.45. The positivity rate in the capital has meanwhile plunged to 7% from the 10% recorded a week ago. Preclinical activities for the trial of Ivermectin as treatment for COVID-19 are now ongoing, with the recruitment of participants for the study slated to begin in November. Science and Technology Undersecretary Rowena Cristina Guevara said they are eyeing to release the preliminary results in December. The UP College of Pharmacy will formulate the drug to be used for trial, which will involve about 1,400 participants. The government has issued a 22 million peso budget for the test.
Nag-participate ang Philippines sa International Ivermectin Clinical Trial. Ang tawag dito ay double-blind, placebo-controlled, randomized controlled trial to assess efficacy, safety, and effect on viral clearance of ivermectin.
More hospitals in Metro Manila begin vaccinating children with comorbidities. The Health Department is also eyeing to expand the pediatric vaccination to other regions by next month. Greg Gregorio with the story.
Mia brought her daughter to a vaccination site in Marikina City early this morning. This is for the second phase of pediatric vaccinations for children aged 12 to 17 with comorbidities. Mia said that it is important to prioritize the vaccination of minors.
Para po maprotektahan siya at makabalik po kami sa normal at ma-achieve namin yung family herd immunity.
Her daughter Marga showed no hesitation in getting vaccinated. 17-year-old Lyle Christian, who brought his mom, is also excited to get his first jab. He is looking forward to attend physical classes soon.
He'll be in college, so yun po, important po na may protection po siya from COVID, para rin po ma-experience na po niya yung online, face-to-face class po.
Kasi pwede na rin hopefully yung physical classes since I'm gonna take culinary in college, so must need yung physical interaction.
Marga and Lyle were among the 300 minors with comorbidities who got their first vaccine dose in Marikina. The LGU aims to inoculate all 5,000 children with health risks in the coming days.
Lalo na ngayon, nasa alert level 3 na tayo, pinapayagan na at pinapahintulutan na ang inter- at intra-zonal travel ng mga minors na may kasamang magulang. Protection nila ito laban doon sa pagkalat ng COVID-19.
Marikina Sports Center is just among the 25 vaccination sites that have been identified for the phase 2 of the pediatric vaccination. The government is now hoping to expand it to other regions by next month. The planned rollout will initially be on November 5 in regions where at least 50% of their senior population has been vaccinated. For now, only Pfizer and Moderna vaccines are the ones can be administered for 12 years old and up. The health department is now in talks with the private sector to borrow vaccines for the expanded vaccination of minors. For News 5, Greg Gregorio, we are One News.
The U.S. Food and Drug Administration approves booster shots of Moderna and Johnson & Johnson for eligible recipients. More details in this Bloomberg video.
The FDA really taking that unusual step here of endorsing vaccine mixing for boosters. What are they saying?
Yeah, I mean, you had the U.S. Drug Authority approving the Moderna vaccine as a booster for Americans aged 65 and over, along with those over 18 at higher risk. They also said any adult who'd received the Johnson & Johnson one-shot vaccine can get a booster 2 months after receiving their first dose, which is pretty aggressive. Alongside that, as you noted, they said that any of the 3 COVID vaccines authorized in the U.S., so that's Moderna's, the Pfizer-BioNTech shot, and Johnson & Johnson's, could be given as a booster. Now, this shows the U.S. is really doubling down on the booster program, given the uptick in cases and deaths that we've seen the past month or so. Most of those have been in unvaccinated people, with the U.S. hitting a bit of a hesitancy wall since its initial rollout. But there have been breakthrough cases, and this is what this is targeting, especially in people who got their vaccinations early.
In the meantime, we're hearing that Apple has become just the latest big U.S. company to up the ante on vaccinations and also testing for their workers.
Yeah, I mean, Apple has been quite cautious on the sort of vaccination mandate front, at least compared to some of the other tech companies, the airlines, some of the banks in the U.S. It's stopped short as yet of issuing a vaccine mandate for its employees. But on Wednesday, it did say it will compel uninoculated workers at the corporate offices to test for COVID every single time they enter an office. And this will apply to people who don't want to divulge their vaccine status to the company as well. Now, this comes as the U.S. government really lasers in on its December 8 target for federal employees and, importantly, contractors to the government to be fully vaccinated against COVID. And, of course, Apple sells a lot of products to the U.S. government, so will potentially be affected by this mandate. And the U.S. has also been pushing businesses with 100 or more employees, which obviously Apple is, to require vaccines or else really aggressively test unvaccinated staff.
Let's now take a quick look at today's other top stories.
Department says it has even begun.
The Departments of Energy and Finance are eyeing to suspend excise taxes on fuel prices, this if the rates reach a certain amount. Energy Assistant Secretary Gerardo Erguiza says his agency is now in talks with the DOF. The country sees a decline in the cases of African Swine Fever, with only 5 provinces reporting active infections. Agriculture Secretary William Dar says only 20 of the 624 cities and municipalities have active cases. And the Manila Bay Coordinating Office is considering to expand the Dolomite Beach. Executive Director Jacob Mimban Jr. says they're looking to give public access to 12,000 square meters or 1.2 hectares of the man-made beach. For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World Online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on a Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Riza Diaz. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.